So I'm gonna give you my video. I'm gonna give you my opinion on this. Why why shows like Our House and Infinity Train are getting canceled by networks. Um, it doesn't fit to their agenda. And here's the thing, you probably seen yourself. This is like 2015, 2024, well, 2015, 16, and a little 17 all over again. It does feel like that. But these studios, these people who run these studios have always been out of touch to me. They're trying to get toys. Toys. They're trying to get money for toys. It's that toy money. But Toys R Us went out of business. They're trying to get that money for toys. But toys are not selling no more. That's what I'm trying to understand. Like these execs are trying to get money for toys, but you got merchandise. You got fucking cups. You got fucking shirts. You got fucking t-shirts, socks. You got this video game, mobile games. There's so many ways that these two shows right here, Infinity Train and Our House, to make money. It would not make as much as the toys will do because the toys made a lot of money back in the day, but that was a hot commodity for kids. It ain't a hot commodity no more. You have to adapt with the change. I mean, because toys are not selling. It's just it's the way to life, and these execs are still stuck in those old ways. But they gonna slowly, surely lose if you let these creators go somewhere else. Because Netflix will pick them up. One of these two creators, if it's Owen or if it's Dana, Netflix will pick one of them up. Don't know who, but they will pick one of them up. Amazon will probably pick one of them up. HBO Max would definitely pick one of them up. Now, if HBO Max was smart, they will keep Owen to work on a show on an animated show on their shit, but they're going through a whole merger BS, so it's whatever. And with Discovery, so a lot more shows are going to be cut too. It's whatever. Warner got their own goddamn problems, which I'll talk to them in a separate video about that, but we're not going to talk about it in this video. Then you go to the Our House. Like I said in my video, coming out that it was because of COVID and all that, which they use as an excuse, which I knew that anyway. They were going to use that as an excuse anyway, but they had to. Disney lost a lot of money last year because the parks being closed. Like this is what I'm telling people. Disney plan was when they bought out Fox. And I love how people say, well, Johnson, they bought out only 20 cents. They only bought out half of it. I know that shit. I keep saying they bought out Fox. They bought out the film department, so they pretty much bought out Fox. That's how much money they were making. The people are like, oh, they make money through the news. Yeah, you see how that's working out because Trump is gone. So they're not making that much goddamn money. So it was always with their movie studio. They bought out Fox. Got Family Guy. They got Simpsons. They bought them motherfuckers out. They bought them out. So when they bought them out, they assumed that they had no idea of a pandemic. No one knew. They assumed they could get all that money back and then some that they bought out, which was billions of dollars, billions, through the parks. However, COVID shut all the motherfuckers down. And the movies theaters as well, too. Disney lost a lot of revenue. More revenue than any studio because they spent over $1 billion on a movie studio. So they got fucked. And yes, casualties, they had to cut some stuff. And I understand that. But see, that's Bob Iger's idea, and that's him. People like, it's Bob Chapek's fault too. I'm like, you know what? He didn't make that deal. And I promise you, he sure as hell wouldn't make that deal because the motherfucker's cheap as fuck. But anyway, the point I'm trying to make here, that's why Disney's is in a rut. HBO Max is in a rut because they fucking don't know who they gonna be owned by next month. If it ain't fucking AT&T, it's fucking Discovery. If it ain't fucking Discovery, it'll be Universal. They don't know who they're gonna fuck to own them. And they over budget themselves as well too. Because they thought, well, we can do this and we can do that. We can do this. AT&T didn't think really sit there and think. They bought the whole thing instead of saying, let's buy DC. Okay? Which is only, what, how much? With all that, you're looking about $1 billion. And AT&T could just fund that division. and left it alone. But see, AT&T want to get in the Hollywood bubble and want to be like Disney and wanted to be like, they wanted to be like Bob Iger, and they fucked up and they overspent on Time Warner. That's why Discovery got them. It's like I said, it's a whole bullshit between the two companies. It's all overspending, and the COVID and excuse me, the virus has played a factor into these two studios' um, financial issues. I say Disney will bounce back, but they're not going to bounce back to what they used to be. They still trying to recover from that, and they're not even as close to what they paid for Fox for them to get that money back. It'll be years. It would probably take them probably 5 years, because I think Bob Iger kind of thought it out. He said we can make this money back with a couple of movies and this and that in about 2 or 3 years. That shit has been expanded to more now because people are not going to the movies as much and this and that. Venom just fucking beat the last two Disney movies from the Marvel. That ain't looking too good. That ain't good. And Venom wasn't a good ass movie. I think Shang-Chi was a good movie than Venom. But that's just my opinion. But my point is, I'm trying to let y'all know that we're at a we're at a point now that we're slowly but surely moving into a new phase of where these channels like Disney Channel, Disney XD, if they're still a thing, and Cartoon Network, if they'll ever be a thing, which I don't think they will be, are trying to get these other shows. Now, I don't know what's going on with Disney, but when it comes to the Cartoon Network, not Eric, uh, the new CEO of Cartoon Network, he's trying to make Cartoon Network. He's trying to give it variety. He's throwing things at the wall. What he's doing is trying to throw darts at the wall, see if they stick. And you can't blame him. He's trying live action. He's trying kids programming. He's trying to bring anime to the front. He's trying to do it. He knows Cartoon Network is in a bad place because you had Mila and her Goon Squad and Visnu, like, dude, come again, all them not looking at long term and trying to find the next big thing. People are like, well, Steven Universe was a big next big thing. True, but guess what? Stuart Snyder greenlighted that shit before her. The only show that had honestly, there was no show she greenlighted that was the next big thing. Adventure Time, Steven Universe, all that was from the Snyder era. Even he did a podcast about almost 2 years ago saying that his shows are still airing, which is true. Even Teen Titans Go, but they know they lost the audience. To me, Cartoon Network has since 2017, Cartoon Network has eradicated their fan base to the fullest. Because in 2017 is the year that I saw from Samurai Jack that all that bullshit they say, all the shit they say, oh, action shows don't do well, or we can't make them, they don't do better than Teen Titans Go, was bullshit. When Samurai Jack fucking beat Teen Titans Go in, well, I wouldn't say in their heyday, but still one of their highest rated time when they were getting millions of views. Samurai Jack beat them. A show that aired how many years ago? And that's Cartoon Network's fault. And then I'm looking at these two shows right here. Affinity Train, another show. This is a show that I say since day one, it should have been 22 minutes. It should always been 22 minutes. And they didn't give it 22 minutes. And I think that's why the show didn't really capture me, because I was like, it follows that same formula of Cartoon Network shows. 11-minute format. 11. I don't want that. I want a 22-minute show from this caliber. And I believe the storytelling could be 10 times better if it's 22 minutes. They did not that. They denied the show that. And it suffered for me. Because a lot of people still think, as I see people review, they're like, yeah, I wish it was a little bit longer here. And you hear that, you're like, it should have been 22 minutes. If I'm hearing this from multiple people, if it's from higher people, like big YouTubers, a table, then it should have been 22 minutes. Then you go to Our House, it was 22 minutes, and it was perfect the way it was. The problem was their scheduling, but that's a Disney problem. The problem is They think these type of shows don't work today. It does. If it has a fan base, people around them, cool. Now, some people are saying the shippings are causing people to cancel these shows. I don't think it is. I don't understand why you cancel these two shows where they could just go to HBO Max. The Our House can go to HBO Max. I mean, not HBO Max. Disney Plus and HBO Max. Our House, Disney Plus. And Infinity Train, HBO Max. It writes itself. You have already content there, and these shows, these streaming service need content because if you look at fucking HBO, they got content out the fucking ass. Every week, Netflix got something coming out that is good. That Netflix will know. It will. Disney can do what they want. They can never catch up to Netflix because they have so much content coming out. Squid Game is the most popular talk about thing right now. When you and I'm gonna talk about Netflix in a different video. Why Netflix is so will never die. They'll never die. And I'll do that video, special video down the road for that one. But they really need to sit down and evaluate what these networks need. They need variety, and I believe Cartoon Network, the president, he's trying to get that variety back. You can tell it, you can feel it, you can smell it. But Disney, their channel's been dead for years. XD is no longer it's just whatever. That's just my opinion. But I ain't gonna talk too much about it. As always, guys, like subscribe. Comment below what you guys think. As always, peace. Have a Johnson day.